8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. It's another edition of North American Harness Update. I'm your hoster with the moster tonight, Rod Elms Jr., followed by that guy right there, Mike Perbozzi. Say hello, Michael.
Hello, Michael.
Not what I meant, but okay, we'll take it. Anyways, we've got a lot to get to tonight. 12 races to be exact. 3 pick 4 sequences. We got the late pick 4 live from Western Fair. We've got, that's for tonight. Tomorrow night, we've got the Meadowlands pick 4 with a $50,000 guarantee. And we've got the early pick 4 from Woodbine Mohawk Park for tomorrow night with a $50,000 guarantee. We've got tickets for you. We've got analysis for you. And probably some fun somewhere in there. Hopefully the whole show is fun because I'm a fun guy. Mike's, he's sometimes fun.
Always fun.
Yeah, when you ain't sleeping. Go to bed.
Right.
It's 1 a.m. after a show. Go to bed.
Yeah, okay. Listen, I'm working 60-hour weeks, okay? I don't want to hear it.
Well, I'm working enough hours a week. I really should have more time off, but I just don't have any life. So, anyways, we've got pick 4. Shout out to everybody watching right now. Hi, Diane. Race 6 just finished at Western Fair, so we've got a little bit of time there to talk about this late pick 4. This is the NAHU pick 4 at Western Fair. They renamed it for us, so thank you, Greggs and Sugar Doyle, for doing that. We appreciate it. And
So that's Friday night's late pick 4 is NAHU pick 4.
NAHU pick 4 every Friday night, race 7 through 10. Make sure you get in on it because it is a guaranteed pool of $5,000 every pick 4 sequence at the raceway. So we're going to jump right into it. I mean, why not? We've got the 7th race coming up. We got a little bit of time to talk about it, but we don't have a ton of time because they do like to run things off pretty quickly up there, especially on Friday night. They like to get through the card and get it done. So race number 7 is a trot. Got a full field of 8 here. No changes in this race. This is a non-winners of $40,000 lifetime on the trot. Also eligible, non-winners of $47,500 lifetime draw outside. This race, I thought was you could dwindle it down a little bit, but I'm curious where you're at in here, Mike, because you didn't send me a ticket.
I did send you a ticket.
Not for this.
I did? You have to look back on the text thread. I did send you a ticket, and I took all in this first race because I think it's extremely difficult.
Wait, I thought it was Mohawk.
Some things, yeah, that's where I'm at because, the ones getting a post switch was 6 and 7 last 2 races, had no chance whatsoever. The 2 second back after a decent, it was bet to 2-1 after, a layoff and raced at Woodbine. The 3's usable, has raced from bad posts and gotten checks. The 4 broke at the start last time, but won 2 back. The 5 I thought raced halfway decent last time at 18-1, at least got the front. The favorite's out in the 7 hole, and the 8's third back, gets Kelly back, draws inside. This horse has won at this place before. So I took all in the first. I think it could be very chaotic. I really have no huge opinion, except for I think that the 7's vulnerable because, he's in the parking lot.
I agree. The 7 is vulnerable in this race, but I narrowed it down. I thought that this was one of the races you could narrow it down because there are 2 other races that I thought were extremely wide open in this sequence, so it makes for a costly ticket. But here I'm 3 deep, starting with the 2, one of the few. It's his second start off a long layoff. He missed about 6 months, and I think he really plays here with the inside post. Expect better from him tonight. It's Garrett Rooney from the inside. I think he fires to the lead. He's got early speed. The qualifier doesn't mean that much to me. It was his first start that he took money there. He sat a good trip. He was just short on the end of it, which you kind of expect because that long layoff does get to him that last 16th of a mile. So with the second start back tonight, I think he's a definite player in here with the inside. The 4, Glider Man, comes off a break. He seems to break every other week, so this is his week not to break. And when he doesn't break, he's definitely fast enough. We know that. He can win this race. He has a win 2 back from post 5 in London on the front end. And that was a really, really big mile on the 16th that night. He dominated the field in this class. Even last week, that was a big trip. He made a break before the start and ended up coming back for 4th. So I like his form. He just has to keep it together. If he does, he probably wins this race. And then the 7 stars, is the obvious horse here. He's going to take all the money. He's got 6 wins on the year. He's made almost 40 grand already this year. And like you said, Mike, the 7 hole is the drawback for him. If you can get past that, he definitely plays. He's just got to get into contention. He doesn't really have any gate speed, so he's got a long trip ahead of him from this post. So I'm 2-4-7 there in leg number 1, race 7 at Western Fair, coming up shortly. Leg number 2 is race 8, filly and mare, 15,000 claiming for $9 of $25,000 lifetime on the pace. You got another full field here, no changes. And this race, I'll start this one. I could not decipher anything in here. This race is very difficult. You got the likely favorite, the 3 horse Amacarol 2, who is dropping back into the claimers after attempting to go into the straight condition. Did okay in there, raced well. Was a bit flat late though.
That was Monday.
Yeah, I'm not keen on using this horse. That was a money-burning race there. Sat the 2 hole and had the chance to come up the inside, just couldn't do anything late. The rest of these, it's a very evenly matched race. The 5 won this race 2 starts back. The 6 has been right there the last 2 starts, and I like the form coming into this race. Was way back last time. That's my top pick in the race. Got 7 wins on the year, a must-use. The 8, Eat 'em Up Cassandra, is going to take money. I don't know that she'll be the favorite, but she definitely plays. She's got an inside post, should sit up close. We'll see there. I just hit the all button. I have no big opinion.
3 deep for me. Using the 3, I'm a Carol 2, 35% trainer, moves inside, and obviously gets the drop back. A must use. 8 wins this year. A little cheap, to be sure, but I think from this post plays. The 4, Dad's Filly. This is Putty. Carol. Carol's hot. He usually is, but this horse has Georgian lines to go back to, a half-decent qualifier, and I think a must-use for Putty. I mean, it's just impossible to leave this horse off the ticket. And then the 6, Attitude. This horse has had some wide trips lately. If you look at the post, 7, 5, 5, 7, 6, terrible posts. The horse has a big rally, and 7 wins this year. Worth, I think, a closing, kind of stab in the race, considering some of these other speed horses are outposted, and I'm not crazy about the 1 coming off the 6 scratch. I'll try 3, 4, 6 in leg 2.
Leg number 3, I thought was the easiest leg of this sequence. This is race number 9. This is a $15,000 claimer for non-winners of $25,000 lifetime. Same condition as the last race, but this one is for Colts and Geldings. I believe there's a scratch in this race.
There is. The 5's out.
The 5
which I was using.
Yeah, the 5 is out. The 9 is in, moving into post number 5 in this race. So I do believe it changes things a little bit here because the 5 was going to take some money. But I'm not using either one of them. Mike, I want to know where you're at in this race before I give out mine.
Okay, well, since the 9 scratches in, I was using the 5. I will use the 9 to replace because the horse did win 2 back by 6 lengths, and then last time was decent. 9 wins this year. It draws fair enough. The fact that they're staying in, I'm interested. At least the horse can win a little bit. And then I'll try the 2 inside ones. The 1 Sports Tail. Remember this horse last time. Really no chance with the trip he got. Came flying late. And it was a decent price. Just never really had a chance to race in there. Now draws inside. I would expect a lot more aggressive try. And then the 2, Ryan Klein, impeded last time. Really, broke. No chance. Just toss that race out. Prior to that, the horse had been rallying from outside post. Draws well. Gets Stewart back. A use for me at a little bit of a price. So 1, 2, 9.
Now, with the scratch of the 5 and the 9 moves into post number 5, the driver for the 8 is Rob Shepard, and Scott Ray will drive the 9. So take that into consideration when you're handicapping this race. But for me, for cost purposes, I'm not changing my ticket. I do think that the 9 has a shot, especially from that post. But I'm going against him here. The 1 Sports Tail was just way too far back last time. Draws the rail now. I think last week was a little bit of a form reversal from that previous start back to what we were seeing prior to that over at Flamborough. He had 3 wins and 4 starts with a 2nd in there. So I like this horse. He's got the rail. He's going to be up close. He's going to look for that 2-hole trip in here. And I think he should be able to get it with the 9 moving in. The 9's probably going to cut this one out. And I'm just going to hope that they run at him early. And then the 8, Gorilla, with Rob Shepard driving. This one cut the mile last time. Just got beat by an extremely tough winner in that race. If you look at this horse, really look at his lines, he fits here. He got claimed 3 starts back. It's Cullen and Rob Shepard. Third start, I expected improvement last week when he drew the rail, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, when he drew the rail. And he raced pretty well. It wasn't a bad race. He just got burned out down the backside racing. And if he can get a trip early, he might end up first over, but I don't mind that here. I think he fits well. And maybe if he follows some cover, he can pop at decent odds, I think, because of the move-in of the 9 Stonebridge Guard. Race number 10, 4th and final leg of this late pick 4, the NAHU pick 4 at Western Fair. It's a mile and a 16th. Filly mare, $15,000 claimer for non-winners of $45,000 lifetime. And I know there's changes here. The 1 is scratched, and I believe that's the only change in this race. I thought this race was wide open. I'll start this one off with the 3 Largent Legacy. Tyler Moore for Greg Campbell. Greg Campbell is having a fantastic year. He doesn't have a lot of horses, but he wins a lot of races. Largent Legacy has won 3 of the last 4. The start prior, or the 1 start that wasn't a win there, just got roughed up and got tired late. I kind of saw that one coming in that race and took a lot of money there. But she should be on the lead once again, if not in the 2-hole. We got a special shout out real quick. I just saw Ron Pierce, Hall of Fame driver, watching.
Nice.
Shout out to Ron Pierce. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. But Largent Legacy definitely fits here. Should be up close, if not on the front end. And, this race, this is one of those that is just wide open. A lot of different horses can win here. So I use that one on top. The 4 Ideal Toy. Another one that plays. Mark St. Louis leaves with everything. I think this is the only horse in that barn that doesn't leave. And he's probably going to end up first over because he can't sit on the rail with anything. So expect this one to be first up in here with, having minimal gate speed early on, especially with speed inside. This one's probably going to get away fourth and pull first up. The 5 ER Ronda, another one, this is the first time back here at Western Fair in a while, but, this one is a grinding type. She's got 14 wins on the year. She's hit the board in 24 of her starts. She's made almost $90,000 this year. It's all class. I mean, you have to use her, especially on the class drop from the preferred and the 15 to 20 claimers, or 18 to 20 claimers over at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Hopefully she can get a trip. Scott Coulter gets the catch drive here. I think she definitely plays. And then I'm going to the second tier, the 9 Diamonds Dance for Pat Shepard and Brett McDonald. This one is in very good form right now. Last week had too much ground to make up over at Flamborough. That was a tough spot to be in. Start prior, pulled first over, and just crushed him. It was never in question that night. She's got 8 wins on the year, almost $50,000 made. I like her chances to get a really good trip in here and follow some live horses early on and possibly go buy them late. So I'm 3, 4, 5, 9 there. Michael?
2 closers for me. I'm using 2 of the ones you did. The 5 ER Ronda, very obvious to me. It's Corey Johnson. This is a giant closer in the race that has a lot more, as a huge class edge on these horses. If you look back at these Woodbine lines, Action, Majesty, Bernadette, those horses will be 1 to 9 in this race. This horse likes this racetrack, 14 wins this year, has the right connections, and gets a massive setup. A lot of these, like you said about the 4 leaving, the 2, the 3, the 4, all want to be up front. The 1's going to try to be in there early. So's the 6. The other horse I use is the 9, the other closer in the race. I mean, this horse raced against Heather Loves New York. That horse has been racing at Woodbine. 8 wins this year. Gets the setup also. It's Shepard, McDonald. I think both of these 2 should be flying late. 5-9 to finish.
So, my ticket goes as follows. 2, 4, 7 with all, with 1, 8 with 3, 4, 5, 9. It's $38.40 for 20 cents. Mike?
I'm all with 3, 4, 6 with 1, 2, 9 with 5, 9. It's $28.80, and I played.
All right, they're on the track for the NAHU, first leg of the NAHU Pick 4 at Western Fair. 2 minutes to post. Looking at the board, Mike, current favorite is the 7 stars, 2 to 1. I have a feeling that she's probably going to go up just a touch from 2 to 1. I'm thinking closer to 5 to 2, maybe even 3 to 1.
I love the price on the 8 here. This horse has a chance, third back. You're getting right now 14 to 1 on a horse that's won here before, that gets a setup from an inside post. I think a must use. I'm punching tickets currently with the 8 here.
See, I'm more on, I'm leaning closer to the 2, second start back off the layoff, and has some back class, faced some real tough horses earlier in the year, and gets an inside post once again. So
I don't mind the 2 in the race. I do think it's wide open. Like I said, I spread. I took all in the pick 4. I think the 7 is overplayed. Can he win? Yeah. I mean, can the 4 win? Yeah. But the 4 likes to bust every other race. I mean, who am I to say when this horse is going to stay flat?
Right.
I feel like it could go a bunch of different. I could see the 1 win in the race off the post switch, and this horse has had decent races before. I mean, if you look 4 back, that race fits, and House is a good driver. But I do like the 8 here. It's third back. Kelly stays. 6 wins this year. Fits this class. Definite use for me.
I don't mind the 8, but like I said earlier, for cost purposes, I just couldn't use.
You spread in the second race, so you have to go. I get it.
But 7 to 5 currently on the 7 stars. It's a lot of 7s. Second choice is the 4 Glider Man. This is the one that we mentioned has trouble staying on gate. And third choice at 4-1 is the 2, one of the few. Those are the 3 horses I'm using here. A little bit chalky, but I'm hoping for the third choice in the 2, one of the few, which is my top play of the race. But they're behind the gate for race number 7 at Western Fair. Start of the NAHU pick 4. Here we go.
Trotter top of the stretch for the Equestrian feature. You're watching the Raceway. We've got you up to race number 7, and it starts right now. They're off. King of Magic will be king of the castle early in this one. The Razor sent him out to grab control early. BJ Savannah to ride up close tonight is second. One of the few is looking to settle down here in third. Fourth best away for Tax Savings. Keeping it together thus far tonight in fifth will be Glider Man. That came at a PC Silent Drive. Liam Needsom, 7 stars at 9-5, is sitting last and would have to make up a dozen lengths to win it. Opening quarter-mile leader, King of Magic, was there in 29-2. BJ Savannah, longest shot on the board here at 35-1, sits second. Thinking about it, third, one of the few. Trotting 4 still, Tax Savings. Eyeing up the action at a fifth, Glider Man. Making a move to the outside, it's going to be one of the few to commit to go first up here with just over a lap to go. King of Magic is still the one. Now right on the number pad, the challenger, one of the few. Inside third, BJ Savannah trying to catch cover, though going back to the pylons. Fourth was Tax Savings. That leaves Glider Man out there rolling from fifth. Sixth and in, Liam Needsom, 7th and wide. PC Silent Drive, and it's not looking good at all. 7 stars is gapped off trailing. He's now about 20 lengths off the leader. King of Magic still doing it well for Ray. One of the few is second. 3 wide on the outside. Now Glider Man floating up for Mackenzie. 3 across, heads apart into that final turn. After 3/4 and 1, 29-1. One of a few's going a big one. One of the few takes over. Now it's ahead in front for Glider Man. King of Magic stalling from third, knifing through. Liam Needsom came on to grab fourth, and down the stretch they come. Glider Man, one of the few. Liam Needsom. Glider Man kept his mind on his business tonight. He's a winner. Second best is one of the few. Liam Needsom on for third, 3 across for fourth. 2 minutes, 1/5. Glider Man at 3-2.
So Glider Man wins leg number 1 of the NAHU pick 4 at Western Fair. Mike, you ain't even mentioned these bomb-ass clothes I'm wearing right here, repping.
Yeah, I don't really care about any of that.
Oh, yeah. See that?
You could be naked, I don't pay attention.
You'd pay attention if I was naked.
No, I wouldn't.
Be slapping that camera.
No, I wouldn't. I want to know what, like, the 8 obviously didn't have a whole lot there. He had a chance to be second up behind the 2 and just kind of said nope.
Yeah, he didn't look like he had much the whole way.
And then he finished okay. Like, I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, they were going enough early.
I mean, but he was calm at the end there. Just next time, we'll try him next time.
That's all right. I'm live. Are you live?
Well, yeah, at all. I better be.
Oh.
I don't really want 3-2 shots.
I didn't write your ticket down, so you have to keep
reminding me. The horse that usually
me.
runs, goes 3 wide and wins. So whatever. It is what it is.
Well, I told you it was his night to stay flat.
I don't want to hear I told you. Don't tell me I told you.
Every other week. Every other week. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight was his
That's
other
fine.
week.
You bet on horses like that, you go broke. I don't care.
Well, he was a use. Like I said, he was fast enough, if flat.
Yeah, he is. I mean, that's just not my type. I mean, it's a guessing game. I'm not that interested in that, to be honest. Not at that price.
No, the price was pretty short. I didn't like the price, but what are you going to do? Other news, our survey, I'm going to keep it open until Sunday. Actually, I'll just keep it open until Thursday next week. Go on to NAHUPicks.com, check out our survey, fill out the answers to the questions that we have on there. You can skip one if you don't want to answer it. It don't matter. I don't care. But go on, to the poll. Do what you got to do. Click some buttons. It takes 2 minutes. That's it. And we've actually got a really good response thus far. So I'm going to keep it open until next Thursday. We'll reveal the results of that poll, or of that survey, I should say, on the show next week live.
How many people have answered it?
I haven't checked it in a few days, honestly. It was over 100.
Okay.
So I'll jump on. I'll share it again tomorrow on Facebook. That way I can get some more answers to some of these hard-hitting questions that nobody else will ask.
Nobody but you, Rod.
I'll ask anything I want. I don't care.
So, what else are we doing tonight?
We've got the Meadowlands Pick 4 for tomorrow night. $50,000 guarantee. Starting in race 8. And the early Pick 4 from Woodbine Mohawk Park for tomorrow night. $50,000 guarantee starting in race number Cuatro.
Cuatro.
Yeah, that's 4 in Spanish if you didn't know.
One more favor to finish up this Meadowlands Pick 5 that's paying here. That had the nice carryover. If you cashed, you got $60 for 50 cents. Congratulations.
Oh, that's brutal.
These guys are fired like $350 tickets and all this stuff, and it's, you know, my ticket was $100 or whatever it was, and you're gonna pay $60 for 50 cents, and that's what's 50,000 or 15,000 seed money or 18,000 seed money. Last night was a good night there.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of price shots that came in.
The cat's visiting us. Here, look, cat's coming to say hi.
Why we got a cat? I hate cats.
Well, I can't help it. He misses me.
Annoying ass cats. But
why do you hate cats?
they're annoying.
Okay. You shouldn't. There's a lot of animal lovers watching. You shouldn't really profess that.
Well, I like dogs.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Like everybody likes dogs.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Anyway.
All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna start talking about this pick 4 for tomorrow night at the Meadowlands. Starts in race number 8. That is Ocho for my Mexican and Guatemalan friends.
Wow. And there's a lot of them.
There are, trust me. So, race number 8 tomorrow night at the Meadowlands. This is the start of the $50,000 guaranteed pick 4, not called the NAHU pick 4 for some reason. Not sure why. We should change that.
We need to work on that. You'll have to call Sedamore this week.
Yes.
I'm sure we can get it done.
Maybe. For free? Highly questionable. But this is the non-winners at $8,500 last 5 starts, optional $30,000, or is it? No, it's $20,000 claimers. On the pace, got a field of 9 here, and Mike, starting with you, I thought that this race was a little bit chalky compared to some of the other legs.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm 4 deep. Last week, the ticket I gave out was I got picked off in the last jump of the last race. It was paying half decent, but that's neither here nor there. 4 deep, the 2 Better's Edge. This horse has a ton of class, $2.1 million in the bank. Obviously, it has different connections now. But it's racing fair enough, and it's capable of big races. It's won $156,000 this year, $113,000 last year, and just has been racing in fast races. Went and 50 last time. Draws well, draws inside again, and I think could get an inside trip. And it's interesting, I think, versus the second time at the Meadowlands. I like the fact that this horse is on the big track again, and you're getting 8-1 morning line. You're going to get every bit of that with this driver. So use that one. The 3, Ballarat Boomerang. Another one came out of a fast race, that same race last time. Flew home 27-2 to just miss. Prior to that, crushed a field at Freehold at 1-9, but this horse likes the big track more. If you look back, he's facing like G's Joe and horses that are sharp. I think a puncher's chance, especially from this inside post against these horses. The 6, Enoch, is another one with class. This horse is very lightly raced, but you can see is won 15 out of 42. Comes off a decent qualifier. This qualifier is in 53. Kicked home 27-1. And usually, the horse is so lightly raced that whenever the horse does race, he's ready to go. So I'm interested in this one with McCarthy on. And then the 8 Bushwhacker, who's extremely obvious, has had bad posts, won 3 back in numbers of 5,000, stepped up, ran into G's Joe, who ended up running in the race at Rosecroft. It didn't really fare very well, but that's not the point. The point is the horse is very sharp. That was a 48-1 mile there, then 10-hole last time. Raced well enough, but got beat late. He's a use also. 2, 3, 6, 8.
We're very similar in this race. I didn't use the 2. Just because, had a perfect setup last time, got right in the 2-hole, and I don't think Jennifer's a good driver. She really is a good driver. But this is not the horse for her to be driving, I don't think. He's kind of a lazy thing sometimes. And,
I wish I owned a lazy one that made $2.5
million. He's older now. So he's a little bit lazy, and he's one that he likes to. I don't want to put this the wrong way. He likes to be chased, and if you're not chasing him enough, then he's not going to give you 100%. But aside from that, the 3 Ballarat Boomerang, I like this horse a lot in here. Andy Miller stays on for Nick Zurich. Last week, same class. Faced a very tough winner. That was a big race. Chased very, very fast fractions there. Had an excuse to not even hit the ticket there. But he raced very well, and he's in good form right now. I think he's a must-use from the inside. He's going to take some money. The 6, Enoch, like you said, big qualifier there. He has missed time, which is a concern, about 8 months off. But I think with this horse, they don't bring him to the races until he's ready to win. He likes the big track. He's got a win in 49 over at Hoosier. So I think moving back to the big track, where he's fared well in the past, this is definitely the spot for him to pounce first time off the layoff. I think he'll be decent value as well, being that he's been off for such a long time. And then the 8 Bushwhacker, another one that I think is pretty obvious. Dexter Dunn jumps back on. Had the 10-hole last week, got used really hard to get to the lead, and Scott Zeron just couldn't get him shut down, and he was just zinging around the racetrack. That was tough. I think you're going to see a little more contained pace from him tomorrow night, so definitely a use from the outside. Hopefully he doesn't have to be used as hard early on, and he can hang around late. I like that start 2 back against G's Joe, who went on and raced in the Potomac Pace last weekend. So, a lot to like there from the outside post. 3, 6, 8 for me. Moving on to race number 9, which is leg 2 of this pick 4. Now winners of 12,000 last 5 starts on the pace. And here you got a field of 8. Not the typical Meadowlands pick 4 here with all 10-horse fields. Shorter fields tomorrow night, but highly competitive fields, and that's the key here. Mike, do you think this race is competitive?
All for me. I think very, very tough race. Lots of possibilities. Horses like Green Fair Mesa stepping up, but was vicious last week. I thought raced extremely well. Kicked home 27-2 against Mind Trip, who was 1-9 in there, and it was wasn't slowing down, just got picked off. Those 2 are usable. You got a couple droppers, shipping back. Like Mariner Silster's 3rd back. This horse will do better on the big track. Has made 472,000. The 6 had no chance last time from where he was and raced well enough. Was flying late from the 9 hole, gets a better spot on the gate. The 5's won 3 in a row, and there's just so many things here. And to try to take 5 or whatever out of 8, I'm not that interested. Even a horse like Ideal Rocky, this horse has a ton of back class. He gets back, the Meadowlands 3rd time, draws well. There's, and gets Callahan. There's a lot of places you can go here. So I'll use all, get through this leg and shrink down later. So all for me.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with the tactic there, hitting the all button. It is a wide open race, and I had to narrow it down here because I like some okay prices later in the sequence. So I'll start with the One Solo Story. Got shuffled last week, lacked room until very late. It was Dave Miller's picking the race. He gets the rail. He's coming off a really good start. I think his form continues to improve, and he really likes the Meadowlands, so I'm going to use him from the inside post. Definite value play here. The 4, Dream Fair Mesa. This one coming off a really good win, was a NAHUpicks.com top selection last week at 5-1. He got a perfect setup. He pulled first over past the half and went by him late. Very good start there. He's in top form right now. I think that form continues, and he's been good enough at a level just under this to step up and do some damage in this class. Definite play for me. The 5, 3 of the best. He's got 3 straight wins. He keeps moving up the class ladder, but he's really proven that he belongs here at the Meadowlands. He's only got 4 starts in the U.S. this year, and 3 of them are wins, and those are his last 3 starts. This was another one that I had picked last week on NAHUpicks.com, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. And I think the way he's racing right now, his form is just too good to ignore. He is going to take some money once again, but, this is one I can't leave him off of my ticket, even with the class hike. And then the 6, Century Churchill. This is Dexter Dunn. Second time Dexter's driving this horse. Last week, it kind of felt like he just kind of test drove him around the track. Ducked him, sat way back, had terrible cover, and had a little bit of a late go in that mile. I thought he raced pretty well there from the spot that he was in. I'm going to use him thinking he's going to be closer. He's going to have much better cover in the 5, 3 of the best. He should be following him the entire way. So he's not going to have to pop 3 wide until they turn for home. And he should get drug up real close to the lead. He's got a nice late kick. I think if he sits on that cover long enough and pops off of it turning for home, he's got a big shot. And he's another one. He's got a quick win time here at the Meadowlands this year. So definite play for me. I'm 1, 4, 5, 6 in the second leg there. We've got a couple of minutes here at Western Fair for race number 8. They're about to put up the 2-minute sign. And current favorite right now is, they just changed. The 8, Eat 'em Up Cassandra, is now 2-1 favorite. Slight choice here. The 3, Carol 2, second choice. And the third choice is the 1, If You Knew Susie. My top pick in the race, the 6, Attitude, is 9-2 currently. That's a pretty decent price. You're getting value on this horse. I think maybe because of the post.
There's lots of value in the race here. I think the odds in the 3, the 4, and the 6 are all decent. Starts pick 3 here. I think pick 3 is worth playing. If you look at these exacts, it's 3-4 is $40, 4-3 is $67. Even the exacts is with the 3 are on top and the 4 on top are huge. A 4-6 right now is 101. A 6-4 is 77. So the horses I like in the race are presenting value in every pool. I'm not really too crazy about the 8 from this spot.
No, I think I had the 8 third in my analysis in this race. Like I said, the 6 is my top pick in the race. I really like the 6 here. This is a good spot, especially if you're getting 9-2. That's really good value. 5-1 now, drifting up just a touch. And the 3, I'm a Carroll 2, is now 2-1.
And the 8 was 1-2 from the 1 hole last time and came home 32-3, and now it's in the 8 hole. I think the horse is going to be too far back. I mean, the 1's coming out of a 6 scratch. The horse tends to leave, but that horse is 1 for 17 life. The 3's going to go. And if the 4 is anything, off his qualifier, I mean, I think that this horse is very well meant.
The one thing that we do know with the 3, there's not a horse in the program in this race, probably all night, that can leave with this horse.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
And
so that already puts the 1 and the 8 behind it.
Yep.
The 6 gets the setup in the race. I mean, that's the thing that I agree with. I don't know. The price is a little bit short for me when you consider that, if you look back, I mean, the horse was 8-1 last time. Prior to that, 23, 54, 15, 23. Now you got to take 4.5. I mean,
well, you got to realize too, this horse has drawn poorly every single week.
Well, this isn't exactly the greatest spot.
No, this is not. This is not a great draw tonight either. But this setup, I think, is going to be much better.
I agree with the setup, and the 4 isn't going to take. 4 isn't taking the money that I expected, so that kind of turns me off just a bit. However, I did expect this 3 to get hammered late.
And we were mentioning that the 6 hasn't been close early recently. I'm not sure why that is. This horse gets away double-digit lengths off the lead every single week, and I don't know why. It's not because the horse has a 7-hole or whatever. This horse, even from the 5-hole.
He got 4-1.
Yeah, he's dropping now, but they're going behind the gate for race number 8, second leg of the NAHU Pick 4 at Western Fair.
Attitude Dynasty seals to Eat 'em Up Cassandra trails out, top of the stretch. 8th race, Pacers pick up speed. Here they come. Go time. I'm a Carroll 2, right off the car here for Mackenzie. Will lead. If you knew Susie gets away in second, sliding into third. Major Motion Picture. Settling down in the 4th was Dad's Philly. 1-1. One White Sock Woman got away in 5th. Eat 'em Up Cassandra is 6th. 7th is Attitude, and trailing Dynasty seals to. Here is I'm a Carroll 2. Locked and blocked last time out. Open road in front of her tonight. She's got a lead of 2.5 lengths. She opened it up in 29-2, and she took a sharp drop in odds here at post time. 3-5 for I'm a Carroll 2. The lead is 2 over If You Knew Susie second. It's another gap of 3.5 lengths to a sluggish Major Motion Picture third. That has Dad's Philly out and rolling from 4th, looking to pick up cover. 1 White Sock Woman, she's 5th. Traveling 6th, Eat 'em Up Cassandra. A move to the outside in 7th for Attitude. Trailing Dynasty seals to 4 in, 4 out with a lap to go. A minute 4/5 was the half, so 31-2 through that second quarter breather. I'm a Carroll 2 could be tough to track down in this one. If You Knew Susie right on the Mackenzie helmet second. Out there in third, Dad's Philly. It's the 3 wide side for 1 White Sock Woman. And now a buried 5th for Major Motion Picture off the back end. Eat 'em Up Cassandra's winding up. She's 4 wide and giving her cue right now by the razor. This is I'm a Carroll 2. If You Knew Susie, Eat 'em Up Cassandra's picking them off. 130-3 for 3 quarters, 29-4. Through the third, I'm a Carroll 2. Still the one to take down. Right on the wheel second, Eat 'em Up Cassandra. If You Knew Susie has been tripping out from third and from way back. Attitude. Down the stretch they come, and it's time to show them. If you got them, Attitude is coming off the back end there. It's still I'm a Carroll 2, though. I'm a Carroll 2 holds on to win it. Second best, looked like Eat 'em Up Cassandra. Attitude against If You Knew Susie in a show photo. 2 minutes, 2/5. I'm a Carroll 2 wires them up here in the 8th.
Well, that ain't no good.
was expected. I mean, we're sitting here looking at the board, trying to figure out how the 2-1, 3-1 going to the gate. Well, 3-5, ended up. So the 6 race good enough, but I'm sorry, but you can't win from there coming from dead last. I don't care.
No.
You're not winning. Nobody wins from there. Nobody.
I do.
The 8 was huge in the race.
I did put something on Twitter earlier. From race 4 over there at Western Fair. I said I finished 3rd in the 4th race. Because they went in like 2-4, and the horse that finished 3rd was, 20 back. It was bad. But shout out to Sugar Doyle, tuned in already. The race just finished, Sugar.
He knows we're watching London.
Oh yeah, we always watch London. Got the NAHU pick 4 going right now.
That's right. Chalky.
Well, last week we all hit it. And
yeah, this week I'm already losing money on it somehow. And I'm still alive.
We're both live again. Nothing wrong with that.
No, we'll take what they give us.
But we got a few more races to talk about. The 3, give you a quick result there. 3-8-1-6 in race number 8 at Western Fair. 3-5 favorite, I'm a Carroll 2. Wasn't the favorite going to post, but ended up favorite. But anyway.
Yeah, somebody got the first big late.
Yeah. Yeah, big
Wasn't
time.
me.
It wasn't me.
Although I did like the horse. I mean, I have to say.
Oh, yeah. Had to. But, 3rd leg, tomorrow night, Meadowlands, pick 4, $50,000 guarantee. 3rd leg is race number 10. And non-winners of $5,000, last 5 starts. And here, you got a field of 7 in a pick 4, Mike. A field of 7. How you interpret this race?
Well, another difficult race. Of course, I like the 2, which is a Woodbine horse, Dubious Claim. This horse was racing numbers of 16,000, numbers of 7,500 at Woodbine. Now, this horse, if you know him, he's capable of these huge rallies. He's typically, you don't really see him too much early. He'll sit, but then he comes flying. Like if you look back, October 20th, that's a typical line for him when he's good. Got away 6th, sat, and then came flying 27-3 to just miss the Mongolian Hero, who you could see won back the next week. And this horse is facing horses like Shambaya, Nirvana Steelster, Point to My Grandson. That horse has won 3 in a row up there, and as sharp as possibly can be. This horse was first up last time. Gets the perfect driver to suit this horse from the back, Brett Miller. This horse plays extremely well at this level, and I think if he's any good, will probably crush this field. The other horse I'm using in the race as a backup is the 4 More Dragon. If you watch the replay on this one on December 1st, this horse raced extremely well against Decision Day Awesomeness from the 10 hole. Really did not want to give it up till late, and Decision Day was trying to hang in the race. Didn't. Just got up to win there, but this horse was 19-1 in that race. Now gets Ginsburg, gets a better post, should control the race, and he's got some class. The only really question mark is the 6. I'm not really sure about this one. I mean, that's a 3-year-old that's been racing in stakes, but I'm not crazy about the lines there. I'm going to skip him. I'm 2-4, and I think that they're the 2 most likely winners.
I'm kind of with you on this race. The 2 Dubious Claim is a horse that is very hit or miss. He's one of those types.
He is. I agree.
If you throw him out, he wins. If you use him, a lot of times he just doesn't show up.
When he's good, he has this huge move. I mean, if you go back and watch some of his older replays, that's what you'll see. If he's any good, you'll see him flying. Yeah,
he does have a big 1/8 of a mile kick on the end, which is perfect for the Meadowlands, and especially the spot that he's going to be in. I think Brett Miller is going to be a little more aggressive with him early on. It's first start for Cullifer, And those that aren't familiar with Jeff Cullifer, he was the leading trainer at Hoosier Park this year, making the move out east for the winter. I like this horse. It's a good spot for him, but he is kind of a 50-50 shot. You're either going to get the good one or you're going to get the bad one. There's really no in between with him. The 4, More Dragon, moves in from post 10. I agree with everything Mike said. You get Vinnie Ginsburg from Corey Stratton. 2 starts back, this horse just absolutely crushed him. He never even asked him to go. And last week, he 2-moved. It was a fast first half. He just got a little tired late. And that was against some decent company in that race. So, the likes of Awesomeness, who is, I think he's in the first, he's in the first leg. Who,
he's a little off form right now, but he was racing in the preferreds earlier this year.
Yeah, he was second in that race. That horse is plenty capable, and he could beat this group as well. I think 4, More Dragon, he's a player with the big post shift here, and I think Vinnie Ginsburg's going to be aggressive with this horse. And then I throw on the 6, Heavenly Sound, the 3-year-old that Mike was kind of questioning, just because he is fast enough. He's got a win in 150 flat at the Meadowlands this year. But again, he is a 3-year-old racing against older horses here. That is a little concerning, but he moves back to the Meadowlands where he's had success. He gets Dave Miller back on the drive. Vic Kirby's driven him in the last 2 starts. And he's in a good spot to just sit and follow, because I think there's going to be a lot of movement early in this race. It's going to be one of those classic Meadowlands races by the looks of it, where everybody's just continuously moving their horse. And I think Dave Miller gets a good setup. He's going to be patient with this horse, and if he can just sit there with cover for the first 5/8 of a mile, I think he's going to be right there at the finish. The price, I think, might be a little bit iffy, but I'm going to throw him on and use him just in case, because I don't want a horse like that to beat me at any point, really. So I throw him on. 2, 4, and 6 for me in leg number Trace 3. Leg 4, race 11. Now there's at 8,500, last 5 starts. This is for tomorrow night at the Meadowlands, by the way. Leg 4, the pick 4. Now there's 8,500, last 5. You got a field of 9 here. And this is one of the races I like value here, big time. I'm curious if you're on the same page as me, Mike.
I doubt it. I'm a little chalky here. I think the 5 is a big chance in the Thriller. If you look back, this horse is racing very well at this level. Numbers of 8,500, and it's facing some decent ones. That K Ryan Blue Chip was good back in November. Came out about a 49 and 1 mile last time, where he kicked 27 and 1 to be third. Keeps Dave Miller, has been bet at this level, draws perfect. A must use for me, really. He comes home 27 and 1 every week. I mean, it's hard to fault that. He's a little cheap this year, but he won almost 100,000 last year. He's in form. I like him better than some of these other ones that are stepping up into the race and they're inconsistent. He is definitely a consistent one. You're not going to get a great price. He'll probably be 3 to 1 again. And then I'll use the 9, Decision Day, who won just $1 of 5,000. We were talking about that race. Beat More Dragon, beat Awesomeness. It's another 3-year-old. He raced in that, what was it, Forward Again race, 2 back, and didn't disgrace. Last time, he finished up nice. He was trying to hang a little, but he got a trip and he won. He's won 9 times this year. I like Callahan for him. I think he's going to sit and get another trip in the race, and he's as good as anything. So 5-9.
500, same class, really. If he gets that trip inside, that's really the key for him. And he's going to be a decent price once again. I mean, in the last 2 weeks, 14 to 1 and 19 to 1. He never takes a ton of money, and he always plays at this level. I mean, he hasn't missed a check in his last 6 starts, so This one's a must play for me. The 2, Tie Your Shoe Ed. This one doesn't have a lot early, but he has shown some sneaky early pace once in a while. Last week, he just tucked towards the back, got stuck behind dead cover, had no chance to win that race. He does jump up in class just a hair. I don't mind the class jump because he has faced types like these before. But last week, he really showed big-time improvement with that huge final panel, 26-4, mile 151 flat. Against similar, I mean, it really was a similar race. Even though it was a class below this. Hey, what happened there? Okay. Sorry. So with the inside post once again, I think Andy's going to be a bit more aggressive, keep him a little closer to the pace, but I don't think he's going to be firing early. This is a spot where I think as long as he can get some decent cover, he's going to play here once again, and he's got a big shot to win, I think. And he's another one going to be really good odds in this race. And then the 5, McThriller. Dave Miller, he's got a great post. He's coming off a pretty decent race against tough horses, like Mike said. You know, he's going to take money. He's likely going to be the favorite here. I would think he's going to be the favorite. And, you know, this is kind of one of those races that he definitely plays here. He's got a nice, consistent form. When he's in the right spot, he's right there every time. But he's got to be halfway close, turning for home. He's going to come home in 27 in a piece every single week. Just has to be put into the right position. And the other one that I didn't use here, because he's a really hit or miss type for me as well, is the 3, Jacks Are Lucky too. He plays sometimes at this level when he can get the right trip. So watch out for that horse. And I don't mind your pick on the 9 here, Decision Day, either. The outside post is the only concern, but this horse loves to win. He's got 9 wins on the year, and you know, he was facing tougher over on the small tracks and moved to the Meadowlands. He's been in good form against a little bit cheaper, but he did beat one of my picks here, the 2, Tie Your Shoe Ed, last week. So, you know, he definitely plays. Just the post is the only concern for me in this race. I got to pull my feed back up here right quick because my feed froze. No, my feed froze at Western Fair.
Okay. Well, it's 0 minutes to post. They're just getting on the track, so.
All right, we got a couple minutes over there. Yeah, we got a couple minutes over there at Western Fair for race.
You want to give your ticket out for tomorrow real quick?
Yes. Ticket, pick 4 for tomorrow at the Meadowlands. Pick 4, $50,000 guarantee. This should be the NAHU pick 4. Maybe Brower, wink, wink, can give us a pick 4 shout out tomorrow night.
Maybe we can get that on a Thursday when they're not quite as busy.
Yeah, possible.
I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, I'll have to call Settlemore about that. Wink, wink, Jason. So my ticket goes as follows: 3, 6, 8 with 1, 4, 5, 6 with 2, 4, 6 with 1, 2, 5. That's a 5. $54.50. Michael Jordan Probosy.
2, 3, 6, 8 with all, with 2, 4 with beef, and a 9. That's a 5. $64, and I'll probably punch that ticket. I think it's worth a bet for sure.
I might play mine. I got plans tomorrow night.
Short fields, I mean, but it's good races. I don't.
Yeah.
That's going to pay something tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. The sequence itself, even though it is short fields, the sequence is very good for having short fields. I was a bit surprised at the field size when I first looked at it. I'm like, you know, this is the first time I've ever seen a pick 4 at the Meadowlands.
3 days this week now. You got Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've ever seen a pick 4 at the Meadowlands where there's not one 10-horse field.
Yeah.
but every one of the races is competitive. So those are our tickets. Those are our tickets for the Pick 4 at the Meadowlands for tomorrow night. We've got 2 minutes over at Western Fair for the third leg of the NAHU Pick 4. If you haven't been following, Mike and I are both live still. Chalk.
Chalky.
But I don't think Carol 2 played at 3 to 5 in there. I didn't see what was live, but there's no shot.
I can look real quick. I don't know if he posted it. We'll look. We'll check Sugar here. Maybe he posted.
Usually
busy.
Usually Lou.
There was 2,200 after the first leg, but then he didn't follow it up. So
2,200 after the first leg.
Decent. 7,400.
Yeah, they did pretty well tonight for a Friday night.
Yeah, I mean they're handling what, like between 50 and 70 a race. That's not bad.
What we got? Less than a minute.
Last race, I think I looked and saw.
Got about 30 seconds of post here. The current favorite is the 1 Sports Tail. Second choice at 5 to 2 is the 9 Stonebridge Guard, with the move in and scratch of the 5. And third choice is the 2 Rye and Klein.
This is one of those races where, you use the 9, but he's probably not used that hard in Maltese because most people, don't realize he's coming from the 5 hole, don't realize he drew in. There's a lot of things there that, even though he's 5 to 2 on the board, he plays a lot bigger in the Pick 4.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely plays. I would have thrown him on if I could have afforded to have him on, but sometimes it doesn't work that way.
You ain't broke.
Well, it doesn't matter what. I'm trying to give out tickets that people can play, not just me or not just you.
It's time for tonight's 9th race.
Here we go, race 9 at Western Fair.
Ryan Klein, Casimir Priest, and on the take, Sports Nation. Actually, Stonebridge Guard is there. Then Sports Nation, 88 Fingers, Louis Gorilla trails out a 16th away from the start. Gonna come. Off and pacing on the take, and Rankin points this one for the early lead. Sports Tail is along the inside to race second, sliding into third with Stonebridge Guard as they get on by the opening 8th. On the take was leading, out for a retake, rebooting here. Sports Tail at 6 to 5 just swept up and grabbed control here for Travis Henry. The lead is 2 open lengths. Sports Tail then on the take. Stonebridge Guard is third. Racing from fourth, we've got Ryan Klein, who's behaving early. 5th best away is Gorilla. Next in line to be 6 was Casimir Priest. Sports Nation has one beaten early, that is 88 Fingers Louis. Out and rolling from 4th, Ryan Klein commits to go first up early here. 29 and 2 is the quarter mile. That leader, Sports Tail, a little bit closer in second. On the take, Ryan Klein is going first up from third, inside 4th. Stonebridge Guard, it's a second over 5th now for Gorilla. Off the back end, 88 Fingers Louis just took 6th. He's going to be third over here. Casimir Priest and trailing Sports Nation a minute, 2/5, 31 flat. Second quarter breather, 3/8 left to go here for Sports Tail. Right on his wheel is Ryan Klein. Inside third is on the take, 4th and wide. Just trying to catch the cover there is Gorilla. It's a buried 5th for Stonebridge Guard. Gapped on cover 6th. As 88 Fingers Louis, then Casimir Priest and Sports Nation. Final turn action now. It's still Sports Tail. 129 and 2 for 3 quarters. 29 flat through the third. Travis Henry appears to have lots left. Breaker in the backfield. Sports Nation rolled off stride. Into the stretch they come, and it's all Sports Tail who's blowing this one wide open. Holding second is on the take now to race for the place is Stonebridge Guard, but it will be Sports Tail for the win. Stonebridge Guard was flying on the end to be second. Third goes to on the take with Ryan Klein to finish 4th, 158 and 4.
So the 1 Sports
So why
Tail
not
wins
pull the 9
there.
there? I mean, I don't really understand, and he's loaded the entire way.
I don't know. He sat in for some odd reason there.
I mean, I realized the 2 pulled early, but jeez, I mean, they probably weren't beating the 1 anyway, but...
No, the 1 was pretty well in hand there.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a short break. We'll come right back with more North American Harness Update.